of our first race of the night, 20-minute sprint race. All the boys will be just working on the setups now. Before we get going, I would like to say from the Rubbing Racing community that we'd want to send out our love and respect to our fellow racer Anton Hubert, who sadly lost his life while racing in Spa. Anton was 22 years old and he had a bright career cut short. From everyone at Rubbins Racing, we all send our love and condolences to Anton's family and friends. I'd just like to, pay our respects to the guy there. We're all racers at heart. We all love doing this. There are certain elements involved with it, and it's such a shame to see him at a young age. So, that said, let's come up to the front of the grid. Edwin sitting in second. He'll want to try and get in front there. He'll want to try to set a lap, and then we've got Luke Bennett in third position. We've got Sherbet Gandhi. I'll just come for the grid. Sherbet Gandhi fourth, Definio fifth. Can we guys on the grid keep it to a minimum? Demobi sixth. Linsfoot 7th, Uber 8th, the console 9th, Kemba, American driver, top 10, Javi, Red 488, 499, did a good job, man, 12th, John Boy 13th, Zena in 14th, Diego in 15th, and Richard in, well, he's rounding off our grid there, hopefully we'll have a little better outing. So we have what looks like a Lambo on the front, with a Merc all at its side. It looks like Jasco VR is going to have the inside for this corner. We've got we are about to kick off at the circuit, the Catalunya Spain GP, 2.8 miles, 20 minutes. This is for it, boys. What sort of start will these guys get off the line? We shall see. Heading into the first corner, 504 meters into the first off the grid. Here we go. Looks like Definio got a good start. The boys sorting themselves out. Looks like Jasco's definitely got the inside line now, but it looks like Luke's managing to get the draft. He's definitely got the inside for Elf. Luke in the R8. Good driving there. Edwin pulls in front of him. Luke gives up the position. Thinks better of it. Definio, meanwhile, has Uber for company. Looking a little further back, there may have been a bit of contact through the field. I'm looking at Zena in the 911. Look at these boys as they navigate coming through Renault. All side by side. Zena up the inside of Bammer, it looks like. Thinks better of it, onto the brakes. Let's have a look back at our leaders now. Looks like Jasco's pulled a little bit. Luke on the back end of him. So close to each other there as they come through the Seat Bend. These boys fighting hard, seem to be a little bit pulled away here. Let's have a look back. Definio following this train too. Good driving by him, a little wide there, as we can see Demobi in the background. Let's have a look what's happened back with John Boy. Just navigating, coming up onto turn 9 now. We're going to have a terrific shot of these boys. All together, John Boy very wide there, maybe a slowdown. Seeing Zena there in the 911, side by side. It looks like Linsfoot's got the inside for it though. These boys need to be careful not to make contact. John Boy swiping into the side of a Lambo there. These boys doing the best they can. Maybe blindsided a little bit there. We'll give the benefit of the doubt. John Boy pulling over to a side. Back it to Edwin. What's going on at the front? Maybe the Constantine effect. Let's have a look at the chase cam to see what the Merc's like down the straight compared to the Lambo. It's the Navigate New Holland. Now, lining that Lambo up coming into the Elf corner. Looks like that Lambo has got good speed. Merc sticking with him though. Good to see. What's happening with Luke? Luke with Uber, Definio, Demobi for company. As they navigate through Elf and the Renault section. Let's have a look further back. Definio looks like he's having a look at Uber. Yes, he does. Does he get it done? He does. He takes him on the inside. I think Uber just got himself out of sorts there for that line. Demobi rubbing his hands behind, watching this happen. We'll take a look back at the other train of cars we've got. John Boy, Bam, Zena, all there together. As these boys navigate the Repsol corner, tricky one. Great if you get it right. Into see it now. We'll take a look back and see what Uber's up to. These cars all still very close to each other. Uber very slow into there. Kenboy pulled real on the back of him. We've had our first DNF, DQ there, I think, unfortunately. Let's look what Edwin's doing. 8 tenths. Sorry boys about the camera angle. Definio doing well. Linsfoot now will stick with these trainer cars. Kenbo in the middle of all this. Kenbo on the back of Uber. These boys coming up into the stadium section. Through turn 10, navigated. It looks like the 488's got him. So we'll see what it's like through the blank Sadell corner. Yep. Looks like we've got a few more disconnects. Don't know what's happening with the server. Hopefully we can maintain. Looking at Definio. Definio's got on the back of Sherbet Gandhi now. Let's go on board with him, see what it's like in the draft. It looks like the Lambo of Sherbet Gandhi and Luke have definitely got more top end over the Definio setup. But Luke goes very defensive down there. It looks like boys on the inside. Luke on the inside to Elf. Sherbet Gandhi just showing him his inside, trying to get Luke to react, but Luke, like I say, is our pro esports driver, so he's going to be very experienced. He knows where to put the car, he knows how to handle it. These boys on the limit, making sure they stay within the line. Let's have a look what Kenbo's up to. It's great to see that Z4 out there. Just in front of him, he has Linsfoot, who's 5 temps up on his previous best as they navigate the Repsol bit of the track. Linsfoot has a Uber in front of him, catching him. Let's just quickly take a look at Luke. Gotta say, Luke's doing a good job in that R8. Both Lambos in front of him, very quick, you have to say. Those Lamberts are Sherbet Gandhi and Definio. Sherbet Gandhi, our British driver from Somerset, doing a good job at the minute, holding third. Definio looks like he pulls away on the straights a little bit. We'll take a look back and see what's going on at the back. Got a bit of radio chatter as Luke gets right on the back of Sherbet Gandhi there. Luke looks a lot better on the brakes. A lot better on the brakes. Maybe something to keep in mind. I'm hesitant as we go through the blank Chadell corner to switch cars here at the minute because Luke looks very racy at the minute. Sherbet Gandhi looks like he may have covered the line. He did. Definio needs to watch himself taking that line there. Cut the corner. He will receive a penalty for it. Coming for the New Holland bit now. Let's go on board with Luke as he's had to draft. We'll just see how fast that Sherbet Gandhi, even in the draft, it would appear, is pulling away from Luke. It just goes to show you the compromising setups that these guys must have. We've got a couple of guys into the pit. An unregistered stop by John Boy. Diego through into 9th now. We've got a couple of cars in the pit, unfortunately. We'll go back on board with Kenbo. Looks like he's just navigated the Elf corner coming through into the Reynolds section. He's got Definio. Is that Definio in front? What happened to Definio there? Luke now. All over the back of Sherbet Gandhi. Definio must have had a big off somewhere. I'm not sure what's gone on because he was racing at the front with these guys. Now Luke looks so racy, he's under the brakes. He has to watch himself because he doesn't want to get past making contact with Sherbet Gandhi. So it looks like Luke for the time being is just going to sit behind him, try and get a reaction out of Sherbet Gandhi, see where he's faster. He certainly looks quick through this section. Let's stay on board. Let's get the helicopter shot of these guys. Yeah, definitely that Lamborghini Huracan looks faster as we take a quick look back at what Linsfoot's up to. Chasing down Uber. Definio there for company. Definio must be kicking himself at the minute coming into the turn 10 into the stadium section. This guy is front of the field material. He must have had an off there coming through the blank Sabelle corner. He's going to want to make them places up. Back on board with Luke, fighting with Sherbet Gandhi. This is where the action is at the minute on track. Takes a much tighter line through there. Might have thrown Sherbet Gandhi off coming for the New Holland corner. Let's go back on board. Let's have a look what it looks like from Luke's perspective following that Lambo. Must be so frustrating coming onto the start finish and watching that Lambo piss off up to the straight. Makes up all that time and then comes on to the start finish and that Lambo pulls out a good couple of tenths of a second. Definio looks like he's catching on the back of Linsfoot and Unrubar now. He certainly is. It's good to see. He's got the car going again. Navigated Elf pretty well. Definio, it's that Uber, sorry. Struggling a little bit with the Renault corner. It looks like he's lost a lot of traction. Linsfoot did a grand job there to avoid him there, but Definio on the inside of Linsfoot. Definio getting the job done. Lindfoot very lucky there not to have all four wheels on the grass, otherwise he'd lost full traction. Defino clawing his way back up the field now after he's an accident we must have missed. Defino, our Czech driver, very fast, loves the GTE classes, also likes the GT3, and by the way he's going at the minute you can tell. Let's have a look at Luke, he looks even closer now. On the outside of turn 9, Campser is going to have the inside line. The Lambo pulling out a little bit, but the side-by-side Luke looks like he's got it done. Will Sherbet Gandhi cut his nose off? Good driving by these boys, still side-by-side. Sherbet Gandhi looks like he's going to have the inside for the Blanc Chadel. He does. These boys still side-by-side as we're coming up onto the Europe car corner. Looks like Luke's conceded the position just for now. Wasn't the quickest line throughout there. Sherbet Gandhi gets it very loose, having to brake there. Luke doing a good job on the brake. Stop, no. Back onto the start-finish where Sherbet Gandhi will just pull away. What's Lindfoot up to? Hang on a minute. Got a bad exit there. Let's go on board with Luke. And again, it just goes and goes and goes. Will he try and make a move into the under the brakes into the first corner into Elf? He does, he's in the inside. Sherbet Gandhi sees it though, delays the steering. Good job by these guys. Now Luke's been released. All the while, Jasko has managed to pull out a 10-second lead while these boys squabble over position. Be interesting to see if Sherbet Gandhi can stick with Luke, the pro esports driver. Definio now. Looks like Ubar's fighting back for that position. He's not happy with 6. He does want it back. Definio goes defensive. That's alright, as long as he doesn't cut back across his line. It looked like Ubar caught out a little bit there by Definio's defensive driving, but didn't come back across the line, so everything okay. Sherbet Gandhi does look like he's managing to stick with Luke a little bit. Remember, Luke's pretty quick through the twisty bits. Take a quick look back at Lindfoot, Ubar and Definio. All this train together. Definio has Demobi next on his list. Pretty fast, you can hear the guy feathering the throttle coming through Campser, turn 9. Great shot of these guys doing that, as we'll take a look and see if Sherbet Gandhi's managing to keep with Luke under the brakes at turn 10. Screaming that Lamborghini Hurricane is through the Blanc Chadel corner. Luke does look like he's got the pace. Last time round with a 1:47 lap. Only other people on that sort of pace was Ubar back there, but Jasko VR, the class of the field at the minute here at Barcelona, with a 1:45. As I said that, let's go on board with our leader, into L. He's not had too much run time, he's just really gone away with the field, had his head down from the start. Good driving from our Vienna driver, Vienna-based driver, even. Good line through Renault corner there. Very consistent. Luke, now he's into fresh air, has just noticed he has set 1:45. It was 2 tenths down on Jasko VR's line, but now Luke's been released a little bit. It does look like he's managing to put some faster times in. Sherbet Gandhi still within a second or two with Luke. It's good to see. Let's take a look back at Lindfoot now. It's like they just navigate the Renault section of the track, the Renault corner. They did. Lindfoot in that 488. Coming through the Repsol corner. It does look like Ubar is in with rear traction, and Lindfoot must be rubbing his hands now with the bit between his teeth, seeing that Merc struggle under braking. Looks like Lindfoot's going to have the drive out of here. Will Ubar have to go defensive? I think he does slightly. Lindfoot, you must think it must be a matter of time. Is that, who is that in the background there? That is Demobi. Demobi, we have a yellow flag in the... What corner is that in there? I'm not too sure. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Coming up into campus. My bad. I'll get the yellow flag out a bit quicker. We're back on board with Lindfoot now. A lot better under braking there. Shows Ubar is outside. Just trying to get Ubar to react a little bit to what he's doing as these boys navigate the Blanc Chadel corner. That 488 looks so much more composed at the minute than that Merc of Ubar. Keep on board with these. Ubar doing a good job though, struggling with the back tyres. Our resident Dutch driver. He has stated on the forums before that his setup at the minute with the Merc is just the back tyres are being shredded to absolute death. 7 minutes remaining. Ubar doing a good job. leading this little train of cars. I think that's Kembo in the background there it is. Demobi's managed to get going again. He's got it pointing in the right direction. Good to see him going. Still in a good points position. We'll keep on board with Linsfoot. See if he can do anything coming through the Renault section of the track. A lot tighter line. Uber, you can hear that Merc feathering. Looks like Uber may have had a slowdown. Nope, just a tighter line through there. Into the Repsol corner now. Let's take a look on board with Linsfoot. Our Swansea driver. New again to the Rubbins Racing League, but with driving like he is at the minute, he is more than welcome to be a part of this community. Doing a good job. Uber, the guy in front, very experienced. No mean feat to stick with a guy like that, and all the while Kembo is sneaking up on them. Last time around, our moves and Shaco, Jasco VR with a 1:44.9. Fast lap by him. Luke a 1:45.5. Sherbet Gandhi a 1:46.6. Dafinio, slightly quicker than Sherbet last time round, 1:46.2. Uber, quite far off the pace, it's just showing that now. I think Linsfoot's actually losing a bit of time now behind Uber, struggling with them rear tyres, but Linsfoot finding it difficult to find the answer to what is Uber in front of him, the lines that he's taking. He's definitely got the pace, but Uber a little slow at the minute. Demobi, 2 minutes and 1, I think that was his spin. It's be interesting to see. Let's go on board with Linsfoot, see how quick that Merc is in front of him. It does look like even in the draft that Linsfoot's going to have a struggle, so looks like as they come into the L's corner that Linsfoot has all the speed round the corners section. He manages to pull right up on Uber, and then we get into past the New Holland corner, and the guy is absolutely gone. Looking back at the console in the NSX, hassling Diego. NSX versus 488 as Diego very wide over there. Diego may have to give that position back. He's moved off to a side. It's great to see our drivers behaving themselves, racing fairly. Quick check on what Linsfoot's doing at the minute. He's managed to pull up again on Uber, but trying to pass him is another task in itself. I'd have really thought his best bet is trying to get him lined up through turn 9, the campus corner, and try him on the straight to turn 10. You know, you've got the speed of the Merc, so on board with Linsfoot. This is from his perspective. Must be very frustrating, and all this while being sat behind this car, he's in the dirty air, he isn't getting as much downforce and fresh air, so his tyres, his engine's very sideways there, just to save it. Will be compromised by Uber in front of him, but Uber again, very experienced driver, knows where to put the car. It's going to make it take a mistake, I believe, or Linsfoot to be very brave on the brakes at the minute. Jasco keeping a gap of around 10-11 seconds to Luke. Luke, last time round, fastest man on track. I stand corrected. Dafinio putting also a very quick lap. Those boys very quick. Linsfoot again in the draft now. Let's take a look at Demobi. Demobi trying to follow that Z4. Ken going very defensive for the draft. Trying to break it out. Demobi on a very quick lap time. Ken weaving around like that's a bit frowned upon in the company, in the community. He can make one move through the draft and they has to stick with it. But no harm done yet. As Ken gets very wide there, coming into the turn, lost a lot of speed. That's released Demobi now. Let's see if Ken can stick with him as they come through the Renault corner. Ken very much on his case now, shows him the inside. Ken in the Z4, doing a good job. Kembo, of course, our USA driver. Lots of patience. One of his attributes is patience. He studies your lines. He likes to sit back. He will study your line, see where he can pass you. So, with 2 minutes, 44 minutes to go, can he afford to be patient? Does he want that position back? It looks like Linsfoot's again pulling on Uber. Is that position done? No. As I do that, I think someone went around. Kembo lost the back end. Where is the console in all this? Is he going to benefit too far back? Back with where the racing is, Linsfoot. Uber went very slow through there. Must have missed a gear. Navigating the Blanca Sedel corner now. That 488 looks a loads better around there. He's going to pull right up again on Uber now. on the brakes. It looks like they're touched. Uber gets attacked from the back end. I think Lindsfoot was a little caught out there just by the braking. Much better on the braking. Lindsfoot also takes a very weird line through that last section. Wants to behave himself with the Uber very wide as he lost the traction coming off. Lindsfoot in the draft. Lindsfoot still not able to do anything. Our Swansea driver in the draft of Uber there. Uber, ultra defensive driving. Lindsfoot got a minute and a half now to figure out what's going on, where he may be able to pass him. Jasko with a 1:45 last time round, very fast lap time. Definio managing to claw his way back up into 4th position. He's pulled up on Sherbet Gandhi. He's only a couple of seconds behind. We may have a possible fight on with a minute to go with a podium spot, but we'll keep on board with our Welsh driver at the minute, hunting down Uber. Uber very wide on the exit there of Sake Corner, is it? Yeah. Through to Worth now. Better section through there. Definio 2 seconds behind Sherbet Gandhi. It does look like Uber's got that position covered as long as he keeps very wide there, but they're both of them over the white line. Both of them will receive a slowdown. Both of them will receive a time penalty, so nothing gained, nothing lost by them, but they need to be careful of that, be very wary. It looks like Linfoot's losing a lot of downforce with the Merc in front of him, coming through the Blancas-Adel corner. Definio, I did say, getting ever closer to the back of Sherbet Gandhi. Last time around, Definio was quicker. Lindsfoot still behind that Merc, showing him the inside, trying to get a reaction out of him. Quick look at Definio now. Can he do it? Where is Jasko on track? Let's go on board with our leader. Had much run time. Where is he? Just navigating, coming up onto turn 8 into Sirte now. A full 11 seconds back to Luke, who fought his way through the field, had some great battles, but lost. Jasko now on the last lap, it would seem, so these boys all fighting over positions. Definio, bit closer. Lindsfoot and Uber still very close together. Diego and Javi very close together as well, I think. Yes, they are, but we will stick on board with our podium fights. It does look like Sherbet Gandhi has it done, though. Unless he makes some sort of mistake. Definio a lot quicker through that section. See him in the draft now. We'll go on board with him. Feather in the throttle. It's good to see. Lindsfoot now. You've got to take your hat off to Uber if he manages to keep this 5th place. He has earned it, no doubt about it, but Lindsfoot looks like he has the pace to get at least better lap times, losing a lot of downforce. Very wide again there. I think that'll be it for that one. Definio now coming up into the European car corner, pulling up on him. I think Jasko will be across the line. He has our race winner, 20-minute race, sprint race. Luke in the background there, coming across the line in a very deserved 2nd place in the Audi R8. Nice work by him. Looks like Sherbet Gandhi is going to hold on to that 3rd podium spot, but Definio very close behind him. Did well to claw himself back up the field. Let's have a look back at Linfoot, still fighting with Uber. Show him the inside. This will be the last time. Navigating the New Holland corner. That AMG just too quick for Lindsfoot this time around. Demobi in the background had an absolute nightmare. The guy was so quick and competitive. He had a few spans. It really compromised his race, but the guy has bags of pace. Kembo with half a BMW Z4 there. Did well to pull it home in 8th. Some good points there. It's good to see our American driver putting the time and commitment into the league. Fantastic to see by him. Cross the line, 8th position done. The console in the Honda NSX navigating the New Holland corner for the sprint race. Inside the top 10 in that NSX for the drivers that were on the field. Good out. It looks like Javi coming through the RAC on the chicane there, coming for the New Holland corner. Very good outing by our new driver there too. He did a good job in that 488 in the end. Diego not too far behind either. Diego, our driver from Belgium. Good showing by him. John Boy what can you say? Not a difficult one by our driver there. Enjoyed his day out there. It's great to see our driver from Bristol bringing on the back end of the field, but for the class of the field there with, let's see, where was our fastest lap? It does look like our fastest lap was Jesco VR, who will get the extra point, and the, well, he'll get the extra point for it. Now, for our second race, everyone on YouTube watching, it is a reverse grid race of the one we've just seen right here and now. Luke on ball, but all the lads will sort themselves out. We're going to look back at, I'll need back, is John Boy. And before we get going, from the Rubbins racing community, we'd want to send out yet again our love and respect for a fellow racer, Antonio Hubert, who sadly lost his life while racing in Spa. He was 22 years old and had a bright career, cut very short. And from everyone at Rubbins racing community, everyone sends our love and condolences to Anton's family and friends. Just massive respect to everybody racing. We're all a community, we all love the same thing, we're all passionate about motorsports, so condolences, love and respect to his family. That said, we're on to our feature race now, the Spanish GP circuit, the Circuit de Catalunya. This circuit, 2.8 miles long. The boys are ready to go around on the warm-up lap. What these boys will do is they're trying to get themselves into order first of all, and once they're there, they're gonna, you can probably see a bit of tyre weaving, a bit of braking, just trying to get the heat in them. But I don't know, it might be a detriment with it being Catalunya, as it's a very, very hot track and it will eat softs within 3 or 4 laps, and this one a little longer. So just having a look there at John Boy, he's got 20 litres of fuel in. I hope he's figured that one out, because he's making maybe a shorter stint. I'm not sure of it, but hopefully he gets that sorted out. Demobi 72, yeah. Okay, so did John manage to get that sorted out? It looks like he's still got 20 litres of fuel. We'll have to keep an eye on that. So hopefully these boys, they're not going anywhere here, which by the sounds of it they don't. There we go. So the boys will all sort themselves out here, so don't pay too much attention to what's going on, but we'll quick look. Yeah, as these boys will all sort themselves out as they're coming through. So as we come through all of this section while the boys sort themselves out, bit of info on the Circuit de Catalunya track. These boys were on the throttle for about 72% of the time, and that's kind of not fully on. They're feathering it, so a lot of hard work gone into it. This track was built in 1991 and has held the Spanish GP ever since. Situated just outside Barcelona, it's a popular testing ground for many of the F1 teams over the years. It initially struggled to attract large crowds at first, but due to the rise of Fernando Alonso, along with other racers, attendance soon surged up. It briefly did have to compete with Valencia as host for the F1 races, but since 2013, the Circuit de Catalunya has reigned its status as Spain's only World Championship venue. Looks like John Boy's managed to get at the front of the field and get them all sorted out. Let's have a look at the boys back. They managed to get the tyres all warmed up. They are. They've all behaving themselves. Good to see. So Edwin, our champ leader, he disconnected last time out. He's not going to be happy with what happened there. Absolutely gutting for him with the championship. Lost a lot of points. Edwin, our Colombian driver, racing for over 6 months, likes the GTEs and obviously championship leader, you can tell. Zena there, he didn't have a great outing last time round. I think he might have disconnected too. So Zena, we're starting towards the back. Bammer at the back too. Must have been another disconnect. And then we've got Jasco VR, class of the field last time round. 144's lap times as they come round turn 9. Real good racer. Expect him to come through the field fast. Then we've got a new addition to the race, Max. We'll see how he gets on. New to the community. Luke, pro esports driver, starting in 11th, so he was real quick last time. He managed to get into some fresh air, so we'll see how he goes. In 11th, he will certainly no doubt be coming through the field very fast. Be interesting to see just how fast they do. Shervik Gandhi gave us a good show last time round. Let's go on board with John, who should be sort of coming up into the ROC chicane. He is into New Holland, so now John will be slowing the car down. You'll be getting all the boys ready to stagger up side by side. There's always a little bit of lag between them all, but hopefully we get to see it trackside in a minute. These boys sort themselves out. There we all are, side by side. It's good to see. So it's up to John Boy right now when he wants to go. Take a look at the acceleration on the right hand side. Wants to cross the line though. We are green light racing. John Boy looks like he's gone already. Does he get the jump? Let's go on board with Diego. John Boy doesn't have to get the jump. What a start by him. Trackside. Side by side it looks like Javi, sorry. Yep, it is. So that is Javi through into third. The console following him and the NSX. Demobi, poor showing last time out. Demobi, our Bavarian driver in the GTR, doing a good job. He's fast, he's got bags of pace, there's racing going on behind. Side by side racing, let's have a little look back. That's Dafinio up the inside of Kembo, it was, but he looks like that's Luke behind him. These boys making up positions. Sherbet Gandhi in front of them too. These boys coming through the field so fast. Sherbet Gandhi gets it all sorts of wrong as he hits the back of Uber, and it does look like the boys who got the worst of it there. I'm not too sure. I think Linsfoot, our Welsh driver, really got battered around there. Disappointing to see. Maybe a steward's inquiry afterwards. These boys look like they're navigating turn 9. Campasar, great camera shot now coming into turn 10 into the stadium section. Let's have a look. Obviously up on the lap deltas, we've got a bit of racing in the background. Dafinio on the inside, Dafinio into 6th, Luke into 7th. Luke a lot better line through that section there. Dafinio with the arse end of that Lambo kicking out. He's got Javi in front of him. Looks like he's going to try and get him done before Europe car corner. Thinks better of it. Luke up at the inside of Dafinio. Does Dafinio see it? He does, but he's going to have the inside for the RC. Dafinio takes Javi while trying to defend the line. That was either some fantastic driving or a very aggressive move, one or the other, but nevertheless, Dafinio into 5th. The boys all navigated New Holland pretty well. Side by side, taking a look back. Let's take a look back at Jas. Can you see what's in front of him? He can. Javi. I think he's got someone side by side with him as the boys in front. Let's have a look at Diego. These boys trackside. Dafinio into 4th. Luke, does he manage to get it done with no contact? He does. Good to see someone very, very wide there. Javi still holding 7th now, but he's who is that on the inside of him? Diego up there. So if we go back, it's Jasko VR hassling. Well, getting all that wrong there. Dafinio is hassling Luke. I think Luke's got through on Dafinio. I think that was a position change there. So Luke from the back of the grid into 4th position. Where is Edwin? Also in 8th at the minute, trying to make up a bit of time as they come past it corner, turn 8, up into Worth. See how these boys do, but good driving by these guys. Let's have a look at Dafinio. Can he keep with Luke, our pro esports driver? Luke, our British driver from Birmingham, I believe it is. Dafinio very wide, maybe got a slow down there. We'll have to wait and see. Luke fast through this bit, good on the brakes. Demobi in front of him. Luke already hassling Demobi for a podium spot, showing him the inside. Demobi keeping it pointing in the right direction at the minute, good to see. Luke always good on the brakes. We'll take a little look back and see what's happening with Diego and Sherbet Gandhi. Sherbet Gandhi very wide through the Blanca-Cyril corner, but manages to pull it back in. But looking back at Linsfoot, who of course I think got very bullied off the track before. Oh, there's that. Diego very wide, he gives the position. Ubar looks like he's trying to make a move there as well. Let's go on board with Ubar. Let's have a look what he's looking at. There's racing all over the field here. Good to see these boys all behaving themselves. Ubar looks like he's having fun out there. Our Dutch driver from Derief does like this track. Let's go trackside. Ubar gets it all sorts of wrong and hits. Who did he take off there? He took off Diego. Ubar is going to have to give that position back to Diego, and does. But then Ubar's now got Linfoot at the inside. He's got a Porsche. He's got a 911 of Zena behind him, hassling him. These boys all very close together, as I'm noticing up front. Oh my, no, that is not the line to take. I think Diego onto the gravel there. Ubar side by side with Linfoot. Into say, managing to get that position done. Let's quickly have a look on board with 2nd place position. It looks like the console's managing to catch up with John Boy a little bit as they navigate campus turn 9. Now we'll get a great shot of these boys as they come down the straight up to turn 10, onto the brakes. Console doing a good job there in the NSX. Demobi, Jasko shows him the inside. Ooh, does he get it stopped? He does. Demobi looks like he's struggling there on the brakes, and as I said that, at the back, Definio onto the back of these now. Feathering the throttle. Definitely needs to sort out the power vamp on that thing. It looks like Jasko's got the inside of Demobi. Does Demobi see it? He does, but he's going to have the inside for the RSC chicane. These boys better keeping it clean. Good to see. Definio with a better line out of there, up on the inside now. It's through the New Holland corner, does well to keep it. I can tell you now from experience that the curb there likes to suck you in towards the wall, and once you're there, you're pretty much a passenger. So these boys, great job now. It looks like Jasko's having to go defensive. He does. Demobi sees him coming, delays his steering. Jasko through. Good driving by Demobi to notice the move being done. Now Definio's turn. Up on the inside through the Renault corner. Does he manage to get it done cleanly with the GTR? He does. He's going to have the inside corner here for the Repsol corner. Managing to get it done. Let's have a quick on board now with the console. Chasing down John. Very close now. Let's go on board. John Boy very wide. Is that the position done? John Boy comes back. Great acceleration by that Renault, but it looks like the console's going to have the inside for Worth. John Boy late on the brakes. Oh, I'm checking this out. Looks like John Boy's still trying to hold the line. These boys coming up into turn 9 now. What's happening? John Boy's got the inside. Didn't get to see quite there. Look, John Boy's still in the draft though. Hopefully that NSX managed to keep all 4 tyres within the white lines, or at least 2 of them. John Boy fights back. Good onto the brakes in the stadium, but maybe overextends himself. Late on the brakes. Position given back. All the while, Luke now on the back end of these little trainer cars. Luke in a podium spot. Fighting with John. Looks like only a matter of time. John goes defensive. Good to see him driving there, but bags of understeer in that Renault as he comes up the inside. It looks like John Boy's struggling with understeer. Looks like Luke's hassling the back end of him now. Go on board with Luke. See what sort of time he's doing. In the draft of that Renault, the Renault looks like it's pretty well done. Will he try and make a move under the brakes? John Boy looks like he's pulling a little defensive there. Needs to stick to a line. Good to see. Edwin takes his pit stop. Just a quick look at what Edwin's doing there in the pit. We don't get a very good angle of it there. We'd love to see if people are changing tyres, or if people are trying different things. I mean, let's go back on board with John again. Only 5.9 litres of fuel in that car. Do you think he realises that he hasn't got enough fuel to finish the race? Luke through the Repsol corner. It's all the while. I think that's Definio behind him. It is indeed. He's going to want to get that position done. Luke goes very wide. A rare mistake from our Pro Esports driver. How many positions is he going to lose? He's lost both of them. No, just go through. Yep. Rare mistake there. But Luke all over the back end of him now. Very close. It's going to be interesting to see if they can all keep down through turn 9 for the campus bit. These boys very close. 140 mile per hour. Onto the brakes. John Boy holding second. Looks like Jasko is a very... Oh, these boys all over the place to feed himself out of sorts there with... Looked like Luke maybe misplaced on the brakes a tiny bit. Racing going on. Looks like Sherbet Gandhi's on the back of... Let's go look at John Boy. Is John Boy very wide? He's maybe going to have to let this train through. No, back on track again. John Boy's going to have to give that position up. Jasko now through. Definio through. John Boy decides to pit. Probably a better option. Where's Demobi? Demobi through. He's sticking with these cars now. Let's go on board with these. Wow, side by side. As we go down the start finish. 564 metres to the Elf corner. Definio on the inside of Luke. Good to see. Luke gives him the room. Luke, such a great line through there. Definio runs wide, under pressure from Demobi now, coming through the Renault section of the track. I think he's managing to keep it there. We've got a couple of people in the pit. I think that's Sherbet Gandhi into the pit too. Quick look back at Linsfoot now. He's also chasing down Uvar. This is a familiarity from the first race. If anything, Linfoot's going to want to get this done early. Back to the podium fighter, guys. Demobio is still sticking with the back end of Dafinio and Luke. That's no easy task. Demobio, our Bavarian driver, doing a good job. Dafinio coming up into Worth, our Czech driver. Also likes the GT classes, and you can really tell he does. Does well in these things. Always looks loose as the back end of that car, though. Quick look back at Linsfoot, trying to make a move on Uber. Maybe played around with the setup a little bit. Maybe added a bit of top end to it. Not sure yet. We'll get to see coming up the... coming through Campus turn 9. Overhead shot. Is that Mercedes leaving him again? It is, again. I'd have thought he'd maybe play around with setup there. Demobi losing sight of Dafinio a little bit. Luke dropping Dafinio by a second there. Let's go on board with our leader, the console, in the NSX, navigating the rack chicane through New Holland Corner. The NSX, very stable car, but not quick in a straight line. Let's go on board with Jasko VR, hunting him down. Chase cam. This is what sort of speed that the Lamborghini GT3 Huracan has in it. Good lap last time round by Jasko. We've got trackside, we've got a bit of fighting back here. Bit of a concertina effect. Let's have a look back at what Linsfoot's up to. Good lap, half a second, fastest lap there, but Ubar in front of him. Kembo into the pit. These guys taking their stops early. Maybe take a little stress out of the tyres. We'll take a look back at Zena now. Zena following. Is that Bammer in front of him in the Lamborghini? It is indeed. Better job this time round. Bammer in a top 10 position. Bammer also our other driver from USA. Likes the GT3s, loves the Nordish life like most people. Oh, BSD, very wide. Sorry, my pronunciation. Zena, very wide there. That 911 looks very beat up. Back on board with Jessica, who seems to have caught up with the console now. It looks like only a matter of time as they come through turn 10. Turn 9, sorry, Campus. It looks like he's weighing him up into turn 10. Will he make a move? He shows him the inside. The console, is he aware he's there? Looked like he was. Jasko did get a reaction from him. That was all about showing him the inside, getting him to react to it. The console, very wide. He's going to lose another spot. That's Luke through too now. This will be interesting to see. Luke has managed to get through without... The console looks like he's having to go back with him. No, yeah, Luke has got that position done. So Luke not having to fight this time to get up there. So Luke and Jasko straight fighting out on track now. As the console gets very wide there with the NSX coming through the rack chicane. So, that would be the console into the pit. Luke Bennett, 3 temps up on his best lap there. Chasing down Jasko, our leader from the first race. Luke, what a lap last time round, nearly a full second quicker than Jasko, so that's got to be encouraging by him as they navigate Elf's Corner coming into Renault. That Audi R8 looks very well tuned. Dafinio, seen him in the background there, chasing him down. Dafinio in a prime spot, our Czech driver from Olomouc. Anything goes wrong with these guys, he's ready to pounce. The console still in the pit, looks like a long one from him. We'll have a look back, what's Edwin up to? In the draft of Bammer now, Edwin into the top 10 position. Through Elf. Always very tidy. Doesn't make many mistakes. Looks like I got a better run there. Bammer going defensive on the inside. Through the Renault corner. Can Edwin, our Colombian driver, get it done coming into Repsol? Looks like Bammer's going very defensive into Repsol. He'll have to do it on the outside. He does. Looks like Bammer may have even had a slowdown there. Decides to let Edwin through. Edwin released. Next up for Edwin is Maxo, our new RR racer. Let's have a look back at these boys. The console now, since losing the lead of the race, has dropped off. Maybe those tyres taking all sorts of punishment, but the guy now fighting in 12th position, hunting down Zena in front of him with what looks like he's got half of a 911. Can the console, can the console get that 11th place? He's gonna wanna, especially after the start he had, holding out first position for so long until Jasko. Something's going on at the front. Luke into the pit. Dafinio through now. Jasko with a 2-second advantage, but last time round, Dafinio 3 tenths up on his best lap delta. Now, I suspect that might be something to do with the fuel loads going down, but Luke into the pit. Where's Uber? Yep, Uber through. Linsfoot through. Also, with a good lap last time, 2.5 tenths faster than his previous lap. Our Welsh driver, based in Swansea, new to the Rubbins Racing League, still having a good showing. Luke's still in the pit. Looks like we've got a bit of racing there as Edwin on the back end. Is he through in track? It looks like it. Edwin shows him inside, coming into Elf. Does he get it stopped though in time? He does. All 4 wheels out, he does. It looks like he may even get a track penalty limit for that. Max on the back end of him, ready to pounce. I don't think he'll want to give that position up, but Edwin, our championship leader at the minute with the GT3 class. Very experienced, very fast. It seems every track. Bammer into the pit. Having a look back at Linsfoot now. Still chasing down Ubar. That car of Ubar must be just an absolute nightmare for Linsfoot at the minute. Take a look at Max. Still looks like he's managing to stick with Edwin, which is no mean feat for a new community racer. Hats off to him. Looking back at Zena now. Still fighting. The console is through and in a top 10 position. Let me tell you, the points difference between 10th and the Leicester places, it's considerable. So these boys definitely fighting there. And as I'm checking that out, one of our resident local RR racers, Sherbet Gandhi, something must have happened or he's had his pits sitting in 12th at the minute. I don't know if he kept all 4 in there. He may have been out of bounds there. Looking at Linsfoot. Where's he now? He's coming up that start finish again through New Holland corner. Ubar into the pit. That's going to release Linsfoot now. Linsfoot needs to put his foot down. Start putting in some lap times. Last time around, we did a 1:47.8. That's a full half a second down on his best. Now let's see what he can do now he's released into some fresh air. Ubar still in the pit. Edwin now is probably going to inherit his 6th position. You're just seeing Ubar pull into his pit position, so he's going to be there a bit longer. Luke in the background chasing down Edwin there as well. We seem to have a bit of racing going on. Zena chasing down Sherbet Gandhi. Sherbet Gandhi in the top 10 position, so I think definitely guys in the pit causing me a little bit of a distraction trying to figure out where everybody else is on track. So let's just run down. We're on lap 11 of the 25 lap race. Jasko be out 1 minute 45 last time around as he navigates the camps to turn 9 corner into turn 10. 141 mile per hour he managed to hit there. Definio still keeping company with him. Definio a little bit down on his lap delta. All 4 tyres out there. Demobi, a lot better showing this time as he's onto the brakes. Still half a second down on his best there though. So not having a great lap, must be said. Linsfoot now. Also navigating turn 10. Under the braking, way out wide. Definitely a slowdown. What's Javi up to? Is he going to make the same mistake? No, much better line through there. Better on the power. Edwin, again, our championship GT3 leader. Into 6th at the minute. Taking his pit stop. Very tidy line through turn 10. See what he's like through Blank Shadell corner. Very smooth. Looks like we've got a bit of fighting going back there. We'll have a quick look at Sherbet Gandhi. Sherbet Gandhi has got the console in front of him. He's got Zena behind. Last time around, Sherbet Gandhi a full second quicker than the console. So Sherbet Gandhi, the man on the move at the minute, definitely hunting him down. Zena, a 1:51, very disappointing lap time. I think Ubar, that was the time coming out the pit. John Boy over 1:48, let's have a look what he's up to. Bit of a lonely one at the minute. Kembo, a couple of seconds up the road from him, but John holding 12, very wide. He looks like he's struggling coming into the chicane section of the track. Our British driver from Bristol, not liking that at all. Back on board with Sherbet Gandhi, who again was quicker last time around, pulling up on the back of the console now. Let's have a look and go on board with him and see that gap. Whereabouts are they? Look like they're coming through the Renault corner. Find it always easier to hold a tighter line coming in, to be faster coming out, but driver preferences as they're now coming up to navigate Repsol down into 2nd. We'll go trackside. That's what the gap looks like at the minute between the boys there. That's the battle for 8th. Let's check out what Jasko VR's up to. Still very tidy, navigating the rack chicane. Where's Definio? Just coming through the rack chicane now, keeping him honest. Demobi. Blank Shadell, yep, coming up into the Europe car section. That GTR sitting in a lot better place this time in 3rd. Good to see him out there. It's good to see him going in the right direction. Oh, as I say that, squirrely, good save by the guy. Linsfoot now. Linsfoot, our driver from Swansea, sitting in fourth, navigating the New Holland corner. When the back tyres start to overheat, that difficult corner there, it gets worse and worse every lap. The back just wants to come back on you. As I take a look back at Sherbet Gandhi, really caught up to the console now, coming up through into the chicanes. Sherbet Gandhi again, a full second quicker. Go on board with him as they navigate New Holland corner. Setting him up now, trying to get the draft of that NSX. The NSX, not the quickest car in a straight line, so Sherbet Gandhi might be able to get this done. Short bursts up the straight here, 160 mile per hour. The console goes defensive, but not too defensive. Sherbet Gandhi through, onto the brakes. Can he get it stopped in time into Elf? He does. The console, with a wise head on his shoulders there, does apply the brakes a little bit as to not cause contact. It's good to see them guys actually thinking and using their heads. And it promotes good racing such as this. It's great to see. The console though, looks like he's going to want that position back. Sherbet Gandhi last time around with a 146. Good lap time, one of the better ones from him. As I say that, Sherbet Gandhi's out wide, all four tyres off. Very slow through Sayat, turn 8. That NSX is really starting to hassle the back end of him now. He's got no respite as they're coming up into Worth. Console shows him the inside, of course, just trying to get a reaction out of Sherbet Gandhi, showing him the line. That NSX very slidey through there, but manages to catch it. Edwin looks like he's catching Javi a little bit. Javi, sorry. We'll see if on board with Sherbet Gandhi though. The console for company looks like that can just has the pace down the straights. Now on board with Edwin, coming up on the rack chicane, he has a very wide Javi in front of him. Javi takes his pit stop. I think that's releases Edwin into fifth now. Back on board with the console. He has certainly not let this go, has he? He's giving it all she's got in that NSX. Very good under the brakes, it would seem. Careful over there not to get the car sideways. Probably going to lose out up the straight. It's very, very wide there. Good to keep it on the track though. Ubar, what's he up to? He's got a 911 all over the track in front of him. He'll want to navigate that 911 and get round it as fast as he can past Zena's car there. Zena with the car change for this round. He was in the Renault. John Boy currently in the Renault 2. Zena very late on the brakes. Hits Ubar. Not ideal. That won't have been on purpose. He'll have just got the draft wrong as all sorts of sideways there from Zena. It does look like he's struggling. The console on a quick lap. Still Sherbet Gandhi in front of him, a full second quicker as they navigate the Repsol corner coming in to see it. One of my favourites because of the camber. Important to get a good exit here. Looks like the NSX is a dream to drive around that section. Once we come up onto the straights coming out of Worth into Campsa, turn 9, just watch how fast that Lamborghini is. In fact, we'll go on board. So he is within a second here of Sherbet Gandhi. Coming up onto the straight. I love the aerial shot of this. That Hurricane just absolutely dusts it on the straight. The console though still 2 tenths up on his best lap, nearly 3 tenths up on his best lap, so doing well. Definitely in contention to fight for 7th place. We'll just have a quick look at Jaska's not having too much run time. Definio still in the background there, keeping him on his 3 seconds. Jaska over here 2 tenths down on his best. It looks like we've got Zena off, pulled off to a side. It definitely is. We've got a yellow flag round Repsol corner, but he's pulled right off to a side, so that's good to see. I think we'll have our first retirement there. So Jasko, as I say that, the console still trying to chase down the Lamborghini. It's not going to have any fun with that down the straight. That Lambo very quick the way Sherbet Gandhi's got it set up. So Definio now 45 last time around, 3 tenths quicker than Jasko in front, doing a good job. Coming up to turn 10, 141, yeah, onto the brake, the Moby. Got around. Demobi, our Bavarian driver, racing for 2 years, very experienced. Dislikes the chicanes here, so maybe something to keep in mind. We'll just take a quick look back at the console, who keep getting notifications that him and Sherbet Gandhi are giving us a spectacle and a race here. I would have thought with Sherbet Gandhi released he'd be able to leave that NSX, but it doesn't look that way at the minute. The console driving very well. Linsfoot holding 4th position. Our Welsh driver from Swansea doing a good job. Just back from in is Edwin, not far at all. Edwin with a bit between his teeth, a 1:45 lap time. Last time around, a full 2 seconds quicker than Linsfoot, our Welsh driver. So Edwin definitely on a charge at the minute. As I say that, Linsfoot into the pit, maybe the reason why. So that's going to release Edwin into 4th. Where's Luke on track? Luke's going to take position 2 around the New Holland corner. It's going to release him into 5th. Now the pit stops are all taking place. Where's Sherbet Gandhi and all this? Sherbet Gandhi and the console. The console all sorts of sideways. To New Holland. Needs to be careful on the exit of there, not to get onto the gravel. The console doing a great job. Seems every time on that straight he's losing out. So 160s is the NSX. Next time around we'll have a quick look at Sherbet Gandhi, see what sort of lap times he's setting. Linsfoot still in the pit. Ubar through. Console still hassling Sherbet Gandhi as they come from the Renault corners. The NSX looks so planted. It looks like what Linsfoot had the problem with Ubar in the first race. The console on a good lap with being a through the corners and the twisty stuff, but once you get on the straight, it's goodbye Sienna. It really is. Coming up into 6th corner, turn 8, shows him the inside. Is Sherbet Gandhi struggling with those tyres? Closer now more than ever. Coming up into the Worth corner, this slight S, difficult one. Oh, Sherbet gets sideways. The console through. That was illegal to overtake how he took it. That was absolutely fine. I'd be fine with that position. It was Sherbet Gandhi's mistake. Boys both get very sideways there. Hopefully Sherbet Gandhi may give the position back to him. I'm not sure, but the boys remain as they are at the minute. No advantage gained. Heads down. Keep the boys racing. Keep and pointing in the same direction. Sherbet Gandhi definitely looks like he may be struggling now with the back end of that car. Let's take an on-board shot with him from the chase cam and just see what that back end's doing. Because if anything, that was a sign that them back tyres are taking a hell of a punishment. Bit of a weird line through that one. It's not the best. We'll go trackside. It's definitely put some gap in the console this time around. A full second, so good lap by Sherbet Gandhi. Although he was a full second down there. The console, similar sort of lap time, so neutralising each other a little bit. Luke, whereabouts is he? He can see Edwin in front of him there. Come up to the Repsol bend. 5 tenths down on his best lap. Good to see Luke out at the front of the field. These boys, of course, Luke, Edwin, Drasco VR, all started from the back of the grid and have worked their way through with it being reverse grid. Good to see that we've still got a full grid of cars after 17 laps, no disconnects. Took a look back at the console, still not giving that position up. Great fighting. Little on screen, we've got Jasko VR into the pit. Is that Dauphinio released? It will be into some fresh air. I say fresh air, he's got traffic coming up there. Now these boys, blue flags are about to come up. Who is that there? I'm not too sure, but we will see. So Dauphinio takes the lead of this race for the first time. The console still chasing down Sherbet Gandhi. We've got a bit of fighting at the backs between Max, I think. Yeah, Max, Bam and Diego all pretty close together within a second. Demobi into the pit now. Where is Edwin in all this? Just coming around the New Holland corner now at the start-finish. Where are the boys? Jasko just coming out the pit. This is going to be very close between them. Looks like Edwin may have the position done. Oh, Jasko in front. Okay. Demobi still stationary. Jasko getting that position done. Can he get up to speed quick enough to keep in front? Edwin sitting in third at the minute. Dauphinio, I suspect, maybe needs to pit in. I'm not 100% sure about that. It's good driving by the boys though. We'll take a look back at Max. Wow, as I'm saying that, it looks like Bama got very wide there. Let's take a look at Bama leading this little train here as... Who got sideways there? coming through, up onto the straight, into turn 10, onto the brakes. Right, that's what we're getting. We're getting Dauphinio. That was their back markers. They were being blue flagged there. That makes more sense now. That's maybe pulled them all in together a little bit. The guys obeying the blue flag, so that makes more sense. Good driving by the boys there. Kenbo now hunting down John Boy. That top 10 position, John Boy is holding it. The points difference is massive. Can John Boy hold on? Kenbo, very experienced racer from the USA. Good to see him out on track. Good to see him give the time of day for us. Can't be easy with the time zone difference. Max again. Still trying to chase down Bama. 160 mile per hour out of that thing. 167, 68 onto the brakes. Gets it stopped. Does he manage to get it done? He does. He pulls it in. Let's go back aboard with Kenbo. Not on a quick lap at the minute. Coming through the Repsol corner. Must be encouraging though for Kenbo to see John Boy in front, and John Boy looks like he's very wide there, maybe struggling with a bit of grip. Kenbo rubbing his hands here. Boy's doing a good job. John Boy still holding that top 10 position. Took a quick look back at Max now. It looks like he's got that done. He has on track. Can he keep it clean through Sayep corner, turn 5? He does. A little squirrely on the exit, but got that position done. Nice driving, Max. Into 13th. Navigated the worst bit of the track there. He does it. Manages to do the same thing. Very hard as well because you lose a bit of downforce for being in the draft. Let's have a look a little further back here. Diego. Looks like he had been blue flagged. He had, and that looks like Demobi's managed to get through. Take a little bit look back. He's pulled up. Yeah. I think Zena needs to retire to the pit lane. He may have already had. It might be a problem with our cameras, so I'm not sure with that one. Bama now. Still trying to chase down Maxo. But Maxo looks like he's got that Merc set up pretty well. Quick look at Kenbo. Still trying to hunt down John Boy for that top 10 position. Good points. Bama even closer. Staying on board with Kenbo. Let's have a quick look at him. Cockpit position, seeing John in front there. Taking a nice tight line. Coming into Repsol. 3 tenths down on his best, but John Boy looks like he's struggling with the back end of the car. That back end of the Renault all over the place. We'll go trackside as they end. Some good racing by these boys. This track built in 1991. It's held the Spanish GP ever since. Situated just outside Barcelona. It's popular testing grounds for many of the F1 teams. Kenbo still hunting John down there. We'll take a quick look back at Bama. It looks like Bama's actually got through again on Max. So Max may be making mistakes somewhere. Bama looks like he's also struggling with the front end of that Lamborghini Huracan. Of course, anyone new to the game or too sure, most cars have downforce front and back. With the Lamborghini, you've only got the rear downforce to play with. You put a pair of hards on the front of the Lambo, though, it handles like a dream anyway. Bama 4 tenths down on his best at the minute. Max really hunting him down now as they're entering the blank Chadel corner. Would have thought that the Lambo would have the advantage around this section of track. Quick on board with Ken now. Looks very close to John Boy. A bit closer this time. Slower lap. Faster lap than John though by almost 4 tenths of a second, so he's definitely catching. John Boy doesn't get it stopped in time. He doesn't. Maybe getting a slowdown there. I'm not too sure. Hopefully not. Looks like he's struggling enough without the race director getting involved. But Kenbo, like he said on his driver profile, he's a very patient guy. Will sit behind and study a line. Will wait for the right moment and pounce. He's going to really have to study John's lines here, because John's a little bit unpredictable with struggling with the back end of that actual car with the Renault. If we look at the chase cam, on board with John Boy now. John Boy, our British driver from Bristol, coming into Worth. Just see how much he's having to sort of feather the throttle a little bit in the back end kicking out. Where's Kevin? Let's have a look at his point of view. A little further back. As we see John Boy get all sorts of sideways through there. Good track side. That Renault John's doing about 140 coming into the braking zone there, so not the fastest, but this is stated as John Boy's one of his favourite bit of track. Very wide there. Kembo a lot cleaner through that bit section. Go and have a look what Max is up to with Bammer in front of him. Navigated camps turn 9 pretty well coming into turn 10. Into the braking zone. Shows him the inside, just trying to get a reaction out of Bammer. Doing a good job, these boys, of avoiding one another and not taking each other out. Bammer, of course, our other USA driver. He is a very experienced Project Car 2 racer. Likes the GT3 classes, and like I keep saying, it shows. We're getting some fantastic racing by these boys. Doesn't matter where you're out on track. These boys doing a good job fighting over every little bit of it. Kenvo still hunting down that top 10 position. Boys doing a good job. John a little faster last time around though, on track. Good to see John still being able to put in the lap times, keeping it clean. Dafinio still holding the lead of this race, 22 laps down. Looking at the timings, we don't get to see if they've done the pit stops yet. Dafinio trying to flash some people out of the way. I believe that's Javi in front of him. It is. Javi's been blue flagged now twice. Javi needs to come out of the way of Dafinio. He pulls off to a side. Dafinio release. Good job, Javi. Well done, mate. Good driving. Kembo looks like he's even closer to John Boy. John Boy all over the place. What happened there? Watching Dafinio cut his way up the field, and these boys even closer now coming through campus turn 9. Wow. Sideways there by John Boy in front. That Z4. 140. Nope, didn't break 140 before he started braking there. Doesn't seem to like this bit of section of track. Oh, Bammer gets all sorts of sideways. Max couldn't avoid him there. Unfortunately for Bammer, he got sideways and got collected. Max was just a victim of that there. So it was good to see that what happened there on track, because the race director can be a bit of a dick sometimes. Kenbo now coming through the rack section of the rack chicane. Andy very sideways, struggling now with the grip of that thing for a fact. Through the new Holland corner. Let's go on board with Kembo. Cockpit view. Dafinio into the pit, our race leader. Kembo in the draft, coming up into 12th. Does he manage to get it stopped? He does. Where's Jess going all this? Jess coming the rack chicane to New Holland. Still into the pit lane. I don't know if he's stationary yet. We don't have a great camera here, so Dafinio just getting going now. Jasko is gonna have it, I think. Dafinio just coming out. He has, yeah. Jasko's got the lead of this race. Lap 23. 2 more laps to go. Where is Edwin? Edwin crosses the line, takes second. Dafinio lost another pace. Where's Luke at the minute? Luke looks like he's stationary. I don't know what's going on there. Not a great shot. Sherbet Gandhi may be able to tell us more of what's going on with Luke's car at the minute. It looks like Luke's car's parked up. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, we've got Luke's car parked up. Where is he parked up? He's parked up on the exit of New Holland. So we have yellow flags at the New Holland corner. He's way out of the way for all of our racers though. That's a shame to see. He's going to lose a lot of positions if he doesn't manage to get it out the gravel trap. Is he still? Nope, still stationary. May have lost connection. Kembo looks like he's lost a little bit of time. He's 9/10 down on his best behind John Boy. Looks like Linfoot's gained that position. John Boy's going to inherit 9th. It looks like Kembo's going to have this 10th position because Luke's not out the gravel yet. Still not going. Yeah, definitely a disconnect, I think, from Luke. That's a shame to see our pro esports driver out of this one. The British driver from Birmingham not having a great race too. Is that John into the pit? John is into the pit. That's going to be Javi through too. So Kembo into 9th. Luke disconnected. That's a shame to see, but has done more than the race distance, so he will score some points for that. That's a shame to see. But I will thank him for joining us in the second feature race. John Boy into the pit. Javi, yeah, he's now got that top 10 position. How far away is Max in all this? Who is that on the back end of him? It looks like it could be Jasko. It is. So, Max, I think someone's going to get blue flagged. And it looks like it is Maxo. So Maxo is going to get blue flagged any second now. Our race leader coming up on him. It's great to see him. Got way out the way there. Also, Edwin coming through. So, he's going to need to be aware of it. Is Max. That our race leaders are coming through. Take a quick look at Max. Does he realise? I think he does. He'll see Edwin flash the lights shortly. Where's Stefano in all this? We'll keep on board. We'll skip on board with Edwin. See how he navigates. Coming up onto the back of Maxwell, but Maxwell not been showing the blue flags yet. Maybe getting now Max very wide. He loses it. Max loses it at the Sayat corner, turn 5. I think he manages to get it going again though. He has. Good to see. So, as it stands at the minute, Jasko VR, lap 24. Coming round 9. Coming up into turn 10. Now, race 1 time around. Edwin, second place also. Not too far behind. Only a couple of seconds in it, but only a few laps left. See what these boys can do. Stefano, one of our standout drivers. One of our standout Czech drivers. From Olomouc. Good points position at the minute. Where's Sherbet Gandhi? These boys, first, second and third, all within 10 seconds of each other. Then major gaps back to these. As Sherbet Gandhi looks like he's pulling up on the back end of where John Boy is. So John Boy needs to be aware that he will be blue flagged at some point. Sherbet Gandhi on a good lap though. It's good to see him still improving towards the end. I suspect that's got more to do with fuel loads as he navigates the Blanchardel corner. Let's go back on board with our leaders. Looks like Jasko's on the last lap at the minute. Navigates Elf very well as he has done all day. Not put a foot wrong. Edwin very fast last time around. A full second quicker than him as they come round the Renault bend. As Edwin left it a little too late. Was quick last time around, so we'll definitely look at that. Jasko a full second off his best at the minute. Edwin looks like he's a predator at the minute, ready to pounce. Where's Stefano in all this? Just coming through the Repsol bend now. Stefano coming up on traffic. I think that's Max. Max is going to get blue flagged. Max, of course, made a mistake at this corner. Say it last time out, so comes way out of the way this time. Good to see Stefano through. Let's keep on board with Edwin. Can he do anything about Jasko's pace? These boys very close. Edwin within a second now. You can physically see there just how close he is towards Jasko VR on the last lap of this race. These boys within a 7/10 of each other. It shows how competitive this rubbing racing community is. We welcome any and all PS4 users to join us and take part in our racing. Edwin very late on the brakes. Looks good through this section, a little sideways. We're just getting a note back there that Linsford may be running out of fuel. Jasko VR looks like he's going to come across the line to take the feature race victory. He does indeed. Edwin comes home in second. Good recovery drive. Stefano over the line. Good driving by him. You've got to take your hat off to all three of them, the podium spot drivers. They were just in another class today. Sherbet Gandhi managing to navigate through John there. Sherbet Gandhi, British driver from Somerset, scoring some good points this time out. Good to see. Navigating New Holland corners, no problem up the start finish now to come across the line. Little flash of the lights. Good driving, Sherbet Gandhi. The console now in that NSX, navigating New Holland in an NSX, 5th place at the Circuit de Catalunya, round 3, Rubbins Racing GP. Great driving. Demobi now had a hard one, must be said. The boy has bags of pace, doesn't get along with the Spanish Grand Prix too much. Hope to see him better outside next time when we go to the Japanese Grand Prix track. Should be good to see. Linsfoot, lot better showing this time out. Our Welsh driver from Swansea coming across the line in a good point scoring position, the 7th. Good to see him. And it's just run out of fuel, but he crosses the line. Lucky bugger. There's some timing. There's some bloody statistics. That's what happens when you put the practice in. Kenbo navigating the rack chicane now. Looks like he just had the legs on Javi there. Kembo, difficult outing for him in the Z4, coming across the line to holding 8th position. Good showing by him. Javi again across the line too. Uber just in the background there. Difficult one for him. Set up problems from start to finish all week. But I'd just like to thank everybody that joined the stream. But I'd like to thank every Wins Racing member on the grid for making this possible, taking time out of their day to come and join us, check out the stream. So with that said, we've got Jasko VR taking home first place. Where was our fastest lap in all that? It does look like Jasko VR managed to get the extra point there as well. Edwin, our championship leader, disconnected on the first race, got some good points second time round though. Second, Dafinio sitting in third, last of the podium spot. Sherbet Gandhi in fourth, the Consul fifth, Demobi sixth, Linsfoot in seventh. They're just coming across the line with zero fuel. Cool to see that was. Kembo in eighth, ninth is Javi. Good showing by Javi that time round. Uber having a difficult time in 10th. Then we've got newcomer to the league, Max. Good to see him out there. Good to see him respecting the rules as well. Bama, good showing by him. Wasn't too keen on it with the Lambo, but it's good to see him out on track. John Boy, what can you say? Carried on racing. Had to make that extra pit stop there. I did notice at the start that he only had about 20 litres of fuel, so not too sure. Maybe got the setup wrong. Diego Twitch in 14th, and rounding off our grid with no less Xena in 15th. From all of us here at Rubin Racing, I appreciate every one of your likes on my videos and watch. From all of the boys here, everyone on the grid, and from everyone at Rubin's Racing, a lot of love, peace.